All right, hello everyone, and welcome to another No Logic race. It's the No Logic Tournament 2022. It's a link to the past randomizer. I'm Dex Human, and I'm joined by This Is Not Yoho. Hello, Yoho.
Hey, Chicks. How are you doing tonight? Are you ready for big time no logic?
Doing well. I'm ready. Are you ready?
Pretty ready. So tell me, what glitch do you most want to see in this race?
You know it. It's Link prayer animation in the grass. I forgot how that happens. How about you?
Wait, I don't know. Just hook pushing. I like hook pushing.
Me too. That is the most powerful way around No Logic seeds these days. And it takes a whole kit of items to do that, so we'll see how this seed treats us. And our runners are off.
Getting the Link's house start. How do you feel about the Link's house swim start?
I feel that it's not one that I do, but um, it it checks out, it checks off things that are on the list that are easily accessible and are also easily missed. But right away we have out of bounds clips and fake flippers to Hobo. Um, and we'll see what's there.
Oh, right off, we got the our cave state big key. That's huge for being able to go into dungeons like Pod or Thieves in Cave State, being able to open their big key doors or big chests.
Yeah, and MrByer is doing the fake flipper continued route to slope swim. So he's doing a swimmy G into Ice Rod Cave. We'll see him. We'll see him swim through the landmass, but sometimes it takes a minute to set up due to it being a little inconsistent.
All right, he got it, but he's a little scarily low. Yeah, he has to go out and do the clip to fight some crab. Crab scary. They do two hearts. Oh, he's cornered. That's crazy. He's juking him. All right,
So
he made it.
meanwhile, Wulfy already finds Sahazula's closet. Meyer is a green pendant. Oh, another cave state big key. It doesn't matter anymore since we have the GT big key, but hey, there it is. An Ice Rod Cave.
Big key can be helpful sometimes if you want to finish pod and then like unlock there or something. So I think it's a B tier big key. Maybe an A tier big key to have.
Yeah. A bottle is in Bonk Rocks for Wulfy. Good start for glitching.
Was just straight up to the DMA.
Right, this is a Wulfy play for sure. All right. So, a lot of the time we see runners attempt to clip to Zora's ledge, but not today. It's just a piece of art.
And that Meyer being the green pendant, Wolfie found out with when he talked to Saw. That's a pretty good thing because Meyer is one of the more difficult dungeons to do, even in no logic. It still requires a lot of stuff. Even if you don't necessarily get the medallion, it still requires a lot of stuff to be able to complete the dungeon.
All right, so Wulfy is next doing a DMD to Graveyard ledge, and this is a nice play for 4 fast bombs and an easily accessible item close to a save point.
is
Mr.
fairly.
Byer's continuing. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying this is fairly similar start to the last race they had.
Yeah, exactly. Mr. Byer continues into the Lost Woods and maybe scaling the mountain as well in a different way. Wulfy continues to a hole that drops him into Houlihan Room, and that's due to the misaligned camera after DMD. Collects all 225 rupees. Nice.
Now he got all those bombs from the cave, and now he's armed up to do mini Moldorm. Probably where he's heading now.
Most likely. And there is another big key. It is the Desert Palace big key, which is pretty good. In No Logic, we don't care about keys all that much, especially small keys. There are ways around key doors. There are ways through key doors in Cave State in particular. So no key is essential.
But yeah, desert big key's nice. Sometimes you end up routing thieves through desert, so having the big key helpful there. And runners are kind of just trading off whose internet is not working, I guess.
Yes, true. So, um, like we saw from the ice rod play, the you know, these are some treacherous areas. So to do difficult overworld like that and like Death Mountain can be a little slow. It might be better to wait until there's more equipment. I'd be surprised to see East Death Mountain right away, but you never know.
Yeah, doing East Death Mountain with just bombs is always very scary. And if you just have 3 hearts too, like you want to get Spiral Cave done because it's a free item, but getting through Spiral Cave at all is tough with just bombs.
It is, and I've never really noticed anyone skip Spiral Cave in No Logic, as far as I'm aware. But maybe I just haven't noticed it. It's a fairly long check. Um, in No Logic, we can kind of pass up items and not be too punished for it.
Yeah, there's no particular item, especially with this double rods mode that we're doing. Yeah, you don't actually, any particular single check is not going to end up being required for you to do, so you can get around it. And it kind of changes the math on what you want to how you want to do checks or whatever. You want to play more for density. You want to I don't know, get some stuff and then start doing dungeons earlier instead of feeling like you're probably going to need a bigger kit to be in go mode.
Right, and there are a couple of phases of go mode as well. There's technical go mode where you could possibly complete the game with your item set and with your own knowledge, but usually you keep searching until you are truly boss rushing.
Yeah, looks like Wulfy's not going to go with the going to East Death Mountain or anything. He's going to probably do Lost Woods and then Kakariko.
A small key to Thieves Town. This is not one of my favorite keys in the game.
Put it at a C tier key to have, because most of the time it just ends up not being used.
Yeah, I agree. All right, mini Moldorm Cave for MrByer. And Wulfy approaching Kakariko Village. So we have a Kakariko entry in less than 10 minutes in this seed, which is not always the case. Big Key of Thieves Town. Small key to
there's
Castle
just
Tower.
been a lot of nothing so far.
Yeah, it's hard to believe how many keys, especially big keys, that we've seen. MrByer's attempting a bomb juke, so this is a major glitch. And it's a door glitch. So MrByer needs more health. So just a little bit low in health for a bomb juke. That would have taken him to King's Tomb.
This is capacity upgrades, I guess.
Oh, that's right. We see that from Byer oftentimes. That's right. We already saw Ice Rod Cave. Yeah, bombs are especially helpful to do things like bomb jukes and all kinds of other glitches, hook pushing, etc.
You know, Wulfy came up with a swordless setup to do the YBA to Thieves Town from Uncle Passage.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it looks like he's gotten the cane, so you could theoretically defeat Blind with just the cane. Wonder if we're gonna see it today.
Right. Wow, I didn't see that cane. Yeah, I hope so. Oh, this is another great thing Byer does to get around Hera. Select buffered bombs. I don't know the timing of that, so it's pretty clever. IMO. There goes for our heart container in Hera basement. We'll be leaving here, I assume.
Red and bombs.
Yeah, you're right. Wulfy's got a red potion. So this is red is an all-purpose color for YBAs. They can be used in sub-tile transitions and super tile transitions. That's how our doors in the underworld are divided up. Oh, MrByer goes for an overworld clip to King's Tomb. That's good. He doesn't want that weighing on his mind. And it's fast to get to anyway, on its own.
Just a small
Just a
key
GT.
to gain a tower, yeah. Looks like from Wulfy stream, he's going to Thebes. You know, the Thebes or desert. I mean, the desert to Thebes plays pretty strong here.
Yeah. And is that because you can take care of the attic and not have to loop all the way around Thieves Town?
Yeah, you can do that. I mean, even if you wanted to, you could steal a key from thieves, do the attic, and then be able to unlock the desert right side. Health's still pretty low, so death warping isn't going to be that big of a pain.
Alright, so we're seeing some desert from Wulfy. He's picking up his first magic decanters of the run. So he'll be able to start using STCs. And he's placing a Samaria block by the door. He's being careful not to go into the trap room, of course. He transitions low because the hallway that he'll transition to is fairly low.
Oh, there's the sword!
And That is valuable.
That is
That's pretty
dupable.
cool. It's extremely easily dupable.
Just do the exact
Right?
same thing that you did
They-
just a second ago, and the sword is back.
That's exactly right. I'm curious if Wulfy will be thinking in these terms. And we saw that the cane was in the well. So MrByer has it as well.
Vanilla glove in the desert. Big chest.
Right. So that's a useful item in particular for getting to Cold Stare if we want an easy way to do that. And it's otherwise it doesn't do too much. It opens up a few extra checks.
Oh, now looks like he's doing an East Mario to Swamp immediately.
Yeah, that's interesting. This will get the diver down chests. MrByer using the same shop to get his red potion. Yeah, so Wulfy juked the door transition with the block, and he backed up to place the block in such a way that he transitions while pushing the block. And it corrupts the data into pushing your room ID over in the direction of the door. And a transition puts Wulfy in swamp.
Yeah, doing it in such a way there's a camera correction that you can do where you end up being able to go into a waterfall chest and grab that, but didn't do that. Went ahead and just pushed through.
Right, yeah, that's true. That involves sort of peeking out of the door and then transitioning, right?
Yeah.
So let's see what Wulfy does next.
Still an option to dupe that sword if he's thinking about it. But now he's going back to the desert rooms.
Yeah. So what we're talking about by duping the sword is that using the cane will copy the closed status of the chest to the room above. In other words, into the attic chest, and it will close the chest. But now the chests that we would be copying are open. So if we use the same STC, we would be opening the attic chest. So it's just one way of using STCs, basically.
Byer's doing the same thing. Gonna end up getting the sword. We'll see if he ends up duping it.
Yeah. And Byer also remembers to transition low. Good.
Byer went ahead and set up a death warp. I wonder if he's just not going to steal the key. You know, the guy really wants to do quadrant glitches, so don't want to steal the key and open the door normally.
Right. We'll be continuing in the overworld. Has already checked checkerboard cave, cave 45. All these things are somewhat connected, as overworld glitched players would know. All right, MrByer is setting up a quadrant glitch, and he's bugged the camera in the east-west direction. So it loops him around the screen, and then a broken transition takes him over to the next room.
Yeah, so now he's opening those chests on the right side of desert like Wulfy did. Wulfy just opened the door though and did it, so a little bit easier there.
True. Yeah, interesting. So, interesting to see same plays. Oh, and how about that? Wulfy takes the gloves into back of escape, finds the fire rod and the powder.
Pretty good find.
Nice spin speed from MrByer to get all the way to K45. And overall glitches are very easy to get into, especially when you know how to do spin speed. Because the glitch that MrByer just did is as easy as pushing a super speed state into a diagonal.
So theoretically, with the powder, with the cane, and with a sword, we have enough to set a high index and do an overworld conveyor. Probably not going to see it though. It'd be a single use index.
This is true, but the
But
idea of mislotting is there.
well, I mean, Wulfy has come up with a lot of conveyors, right? Recently, he's been working on it a
That's
lot,
right.
so
Good
not sure if
applications.
not sure if he'd think of setting it up like this, but
Yeah, MrByer following in Wulfy's footsteps, also going to back of escape. So now they both have fire rod and powder. All right, what's next for MrByer? He's setting up a north moat clip to get into Aga Tower, most likely. I believe he has a key. It'll be interesting to see if he does escape.
I think they
At
they
this
both
point,
have the key.
an escape seems kind of like a low value play. But I don't know. It'll be interesting. Wow, the ice rod for Wulfy is on floating island. The book for MrByer is in Naga Tower.
Saving the key just in case, probably, that you got to use it for the second door later. If you got to do the dupe swamp, that's going to be, it's on his mind, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's definitely a possibility. I used to be that careful with keys as well. Another good big key, the big key of Hera. So that's pretty nice. A nice find for escape.
Yeah, pretty good big key. I guess I'd rather have the hook shot to get up Hera, but you know.
Yeah, for sure. A small key to swamp. Also a good small key.
It's good for you because you do the entrance clippers, but for the rest of us normal people, we usually don't use that key ever.
Yeah, it's not often seen. All right. Wulfy, continuing in Paradox Cave. I've just seen nothing but junk here.
Yeah, I wonder when when are we gonna start seeing some dungeon completion happening?
Right. Well, it's convenient that we have a sword, so we won't be seeing that swordless entry into Thieves Town that you mentioned. But it looks like our runners are going right now into dungeons. Wulfy is going into Spectacle Rock. This will be a Kiki skip into Pod. MrByer has his potion out already in Uncle Passage, so we'll be going to Thieves Town.
Yeah, I mean these
Gonna
are
burn
both two good plays. Thieves Town's gonna be quick because you've already opened up the attic. You can just grab the maiden and go.
Yeah. Byer gets it.
The big question: which of these are these both crystals? Is one going to be a pendant or what? Because just the info is not there right now for either player knowing what's what.
And MrByer picks up an invisible item, scrolls through his items to figure out if he can tell what it is. The invisible item is just an effect of that occurs after a YBA. Hey, a blue potion is in the big chest of Pod for Wulfy.
Oh, that's nice.
Wulfy gets his token small key to the dungeon.
Always got to be one in pod. Always.
And MrByer is fighting blind. Oh, Wulfy finds a master sword. Very nice. So, interesting to see a sword in... For sure. And the blue potion is good for that kind of thing. Red, blue potions are good for super tile transitions and moving flags.
Another thing that Wulfy could do with the blue is take it to Hera. Since Wulfy didn't find the Hera big key, like he could choose to finish pod now and take the blue, YBA to Hera, and unlock Hera.
Yeah, that's a possibility. It was interesting to see both runners enter these dungeons at the same time. And there's the mirror for MrByer. This has been a valuable play. After all, it's been good for Wulfy as well. And yeah, so we're gonna see divergence for potentially quite a while.
Yeah, it's pretty likely that they both end up getting what the other one's finding right now, though. So
yeah, that's true. And especially if the seed stops giving.
But Wulfy's going in cave state to Hera. Interesting.
Yeah, the option is there to go from pod state, right? Because he's got a pod big key.
You could finish Helma and go on and unlock this stuff. You probably have pod smalls because you always have pod smalls.
Right. Except when you don't. But yeah, I agree. Wulfy's skipping big chest of Hera too. That's interesting. Maybe just falling to it? Okay.
Doing the palm jump. I think it's an okay choice because you got You can't hit a switch, so it's always just going to be a pain to navigate back up if you miss the bomb jump.
Yeah, that's true. Red Boom was in the chest. Good for making sparkles. All right, MrByer's reloading thieves. It's a crystal.
So yeah, that's our first crystal.
Wulfy also, well, in Pod found the mitts, a convenience item for sure.
Yeah, it's good to have the mitts if you don't end up getting the moon pearl. You can just go to ice without having to use a bottle, do a YDA or anything.
Exactly. MrByer found the flute, which I missed totally. That is for sure a convenience item. Speeding up plays all around. All right, Wulfy's doing a dash citrus, right? He's setting up a clip,
Yes.
and this will take him to Hera.
To swamp.
Excuse me, yeah. To swamp. MrByer's turning into powder. Okay, MrByer missed with the powder. That is a little surprising. Just a red rupee. I'm surprised Wulfy is having a little trouble with the clip, but you know, with precise pixel setups, it can be easy to miss.
Yeah, to sit in the tile you're normally doing this on. So if
Yeah.
you're using visual cues, then it's a little bit rough. Byer's buying a blue, so we might see an overworld fake flute here.
Yeah. The options for using blue potions is a little more limited, so it's a little easier to predict how they'll use it. All right, Wulfy gets to the clip, so he's able to unlock swamp doors, and this is like you were saying, the swamp small key isn't especially useful because we can just do this.
It's just a bummer. We're not going to see the conveyor to swamp.
Oh yeah, that's true. Wulfy came up with that conveyor. Okay, Wulfy cannot collect this item, unfortunately. Oh, pendant information. Swamp is a pendant.
It's pretty huge info. All that opening and unlocking stuff that Wulfy just did is pretty not. It was kind of a waste in the end.
Yeah. Wulfy is going over to Uncle Passage, so I didn't see him refill his potion, but maybe I just missed it. MrByer, I missed the DMD, but he's ice cream sundae clipped down into the dark world and is now going into a completable Skullwoods. Completable Skullwoods, that is.
0 keys. That's rough.
Yeah, that makes it time consuming or just the end of a play.
Yeah, with the mirror, he can actually get Dark World back. Like when MrByer died there, he ended up in what's called fake Dark World because he hasn't beaten Aga 1, so the game doesn't know where to place you after you die. Normally in the vanilla game, when you die in the Dark World, you get placed in the Dark World after Aga 1. So
I must have misspoke. Yeah, exactly. And that reminded me, of course, MrByer came from Thieves Town, didn't he? So it was just a screen transition over that had to be done in the real Dark World.
Oh, he saved the mirror portal from activating the flute. Went and got potions. Went to Saha, and then fluted back to use the portal again. That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Wulfy is using the blue, like you mentioned, and gets a one-time link state to do important things like find out the medallion to MrByer. The moon pearl is in Skull Woods for
Huge,
MrByer.
yeah. This key situation in Skull becomes even more important now, right? Because what are you gonna do? Are you gonna finish Skull Woods? Are you gonna check the stuff? Are you gonna
Right.
You gonna go back to the Dark World and check that stuff, or what?
Yeah. I'm not sure. And with Kane, there are probably other solutions as well.
Oh yeah, I mean, you can do a West Samaria to steal infinite keys in Skull 2 or whatever, but it's slow, and you have to fight against the hand while you're doing the West Samaria.
Yep. Alright, Wulfy even has the mitts. Is it able to rescue the frog? Alright, moth fight for MrByer. This is a survive the phase 1 moth kind of fight. Hope to defeat it before getting into phase 2.
Oh, this is scary. Just use the blue. Just use the blue.
Yeah, and there we go. Mothula's down. Nothing caught my eye in Hype Cave, by the way. Not sure
I
anything
was
there.
totally looking at Moth fight the entire time. I didn't see anything. I guess Wulfy saved and quit from Hype Cave though, so didn't get the red crystals info.
Oh, right. No, he didn't talk to the bomb shop guy. MrByer checks pedestal. Just 10 arrows. That is a rare play.
Wulfy's going back to desert. Just gonna kill Rambo here.
Yeah, I'm wondering, did Wulfy check map as well?
Yeah, Wulfy did check the map, saw that
Wulfy-
swamp was a pendant,
okay.
so...
Okay. So, Wulfy will likely collect the prize of desert, I'm thinking.
Yeah, the two big places you'd want to go from desert are Mire or Swamp, and both of those happen to be pendants, so you're not gonna care about getting the free warp or whatever, getting the desert prize.
Yeah. All right. Well, MrByer does have to end his play in Skull Woods, so he'll continue on, do something else.
Got that weird hop from starting the clip too low. It just says, well, I'm going to flip back and try it again.
Oh, right. I was watching the spin technique of Wulfy to take down Landmo. Low on magic, unfortunately, so it took a few phases. Or cycles. It's a crystal. Alright, so MrByer screen wrapped, didn't he? Yeah. So he's setting an offset mirror portal, and after screen wrapping, it's moved Link's coordinates down the map. So the mirror portal is actually in the castle courtyard. So now he's flying back to access it. And this is one of the original ways of getting into the pyramid.
So, Wulfy has full info, is that right?
I missed the Eastern info.
Yeah,
But
same.
if that's it, then now we know.
So the big question is Wulfy in go mode?
Okay, so yeah, it's probably that technical phase. So he'll probably keep looking for comfort items.
But what's even hard now? The hardest part being the try next door, I guess?
Yeah, probably. So swamp is not an issue, it's a pendant. With 2 bottles, it's pretty strong. Like, even if Wulfy didn't have the mitts, he could go to the well to get to Ice Palace. But he's got the mitts. Ice is pretty easy.
I guess the TR doll is going to be difficult with just 2 bottles and no move ball.
Oh, yeah, and okay.
Yeah, I mean it's just a
kinda...
question of whether Wulfy's actually going to find the Moon Pearl now, because that is a slow chest in Skull Woods to get that Moon Pearl from.
Oh my gosh, that's a really good point. So MrByer has a big advantage here of finding that Moon Pearl early, because Wulfy could easily miss it. Wow. Okay, So one thing that our racers do is they use LSD blind to keep the door open in the blind fight. I missed how Wulfy returned the colors to normal. Did he map or something? Maybe.
Yeah, I'm
Regardless,
not sure.
he's able to continue just like MrByer was.
Yeah, and he'll get his mirror out of here, out of the front of thieves, so that's a little bit of help. And like this play can easily just lead straight to Skull Woods, so maybe we'll see that and see whether he ends up getting the Moon Pearl from there.
Yeah. I think I would find... I don't know if I would find the Moon Pearl if I were in Wulfy's shoes. I think I would. And so I think there's a good chance Wulfy will, but we don't know.
Here comes the desert wall. Look away, chicks. saw from
I'm
Wulfy too,
closing
but
my eyes.
yeah. It's kind of over.
No spin.
Yeah.
We did not see a spin YBA to Landmo. We did not see a hook push, but that's okay. Maybe next seed. MrByer out of magic as well. So he'll have to use slashes and spins too. All right. Now both runners have their prizes. Both of them have the desert prize and both of them have the Thievestown prize. MrByer's up by Skullwoods. All right, what's next for our runners? I don't know if MrByer has gone to Hype Cave yet.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. And he's just been able to continue from Skullwoods, if I'm not mistaken. Well, no, he saved and quit out of there. So, anyway. Oh, MrByer ends at digging game. Okay. All right, Wulfy correctly used the mirror to go into the real dark world, and we'll be going into Skullwoods.
So MrByer checked the map and saw that this was a crystal before he entered.
MrByer takes care of 2 beetles and is setting up for a bomb clip, so this will be an escape play. Or at least just Dark Cross, rather.
Hey, remember to go get Dark Cross while you're in here. You have the mirror.
Yeah, little known fact, Dark Cross is part of Tower of Hera, not part of Escape. Wulfy somehow has 2 Skullwoods small keys. I'm just guessing that was some of the loot from Palace of Darkness or something.
Yeah, I guess.
Hype Cave. Yeah, Wulfy's continuing the search. MrByer will be fighting Moldorm now. He's got just the fighter sword, so it's going to be an NMG style fight.
Yeah, this equipment's rough for MrByer.
He doesn't even have a Cane of Burna, which Wulfy found in Pod. Oh, nice. It's a fast fight. Moldorm goes down. And Wulfy is going to back of Skull.
Gets the Moon Pearl.
Finds Moon Pearl.
Yeah, that's pretty huge for him.
Yeah, so Wulfy is able to feel a lot more comfortable with his item loadout and can start boss rushing IMO. I don't think he'll go for tricky item checks anymore.
Yeah, I think the big thing here is still you're going to have to do the double YBA to Trinex if you want to beat Trinex right now.
Yeah. Well, he's got Master Sword for Mothula, so it'll be a little faster, hopefully.
MrByer's in Laser Bridge right now.
Wow. Did we see East Death Mountain from MrByer yet? I'm not sure.
No, I don't think we have seen East Death Mountain from... This is just kind of rough. This is like the other part of, it felt like he was hitting everything early, and now just, I think, some of maybe not having the info on what's crystals and what's not is making him do stuff.
Yeah, unusual plays. So it is certainly interesting to see Turtle Rock before East Death Mountain. So I'm curious to see where we go from here. Mushroom results in just a heart container. Wulfy's getting a blue. I think I know what this means. Most likely will be used to get to Cold Stare with a spin YBA.
Yeah.
Fire is going out of the dungeon. Interesting. Oh yeah, of course. It's a fast way to the lava chest.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're spoofing the chest to appear in the big chest. Wow. Funny when 300 appears here, we can repeatedly open the chest.
All right, how many times? Oh, all right, he's done.
We're not going to 9,999 today. All right. MrByer mirror.
Yeah, MrByer mirror.
Gotcha.
Wulfy, meanwhile, doing Mold on Fight. Even though he has the Master Sword, seemingly having a little bit more trouble trying to get the spins in.
Mm-hmm. Moldom goes down.
And one of the weird things about Light World bosses is that most of the time, Master Sword slashes do the same amount of damage as Fighter Sword slashes.
Yeah, I can't explain it.
I mean, I think their damage table's too small to actually put everything in it, so compromises had to be made.
Yeah. Alright, Wulfy is going back to pod, so this will be a Helma play. Oh no, MrByer. Yeah. The Bari is the worst enemy in the game, forcing a blue potion usage just to continue on the block platforms. Right, Wulfy setting up statue drag, and this will break some transitions and will allow him to juke transitions in such a way that he's able to move a couple of screens down to the Helma.
Wow.
Fight.
MrByer just got royally screwed.
Oh,
Did the STC to go to roll room, skip the torch lighting and everything, got hit by the skeleton or hit by the skull and was falling down in a glitch jail, and then got 1.0 and hit again and just died.
it's rough.
Yeah, I do not like that skeleton. One of my least favorite enemies in TR besides chain jumps.
It's so unassuming. And then all of a sudden it's in your face. Alright, Byer is determined. Meanwhile, Wulfy takes down Helmasaur King. This is a quite nice crystal loadout or setup for our runners. The ones that are pendants can be pretty tricky to deal with. So, okay. Oh no, Mr.
Back to
Byer went
jail.
down too far. It's because, yeah, I don't know how to explain the railing thing, but I guess it's because they become holes or something. Or
I thought
I don't
like a
quite know.
Samaria hole gets made there or something.
Yeah, I'm uncertain. But yeah, Mr. Byer had to be a little bit shaken. And so he knows he's losing time here.
Looks like he's going back for it again, though.
I think so. Meanwhile, Wulfy on his way to Ice Palace. Oh yeah, so Wulfy's getting his upgrade now. Good thing to do before Ice Palace. Helpful to have bombs. You'll want to use bomb snapping to place him in a position to use the spin YBA to get to Gold Stair. Helpful to have bombs. Mr. Byer fighting off the skull. He will not be knocked over.
Alright, we made it.
He makes it to the roller room. The flippers.
But the flippers don't do anything.
It is unfortunate, yeah.
That would be huge in other seeds, but I think he just looked at the map again just to see Swamp being a pendant, just to feel bad.
Oof. Alright, Wulfy progressing through Ice Palace. Has the keys to deal with it. Gets a slight spin clip. Interesting. Keeps opening items. He found a heart container. I hope Wulfy will have enough magic for Cold Stare. I know he will, but not sure what he needs to do. Okay,
Open
he has
the
to go
door
to the
for
next
the
room.
3 extra bottles or whatever. But I don't think he needed it.
I don't know. It certainly does not look like he needed it. So I missed something. Okay, Mr. Byer finally makes it to East Death Mountain. I don't think this will be anything useful. Okay, Wulfy's setting up a bomb snap.
The ice rod on floating island creates
Oh yeah. Thank
questions,
you.
but yeah. I guess you still can't get to with one bottle. You still can't get to Trinex. So
Oh my gosh, where was that other bottle? Wow, the blue
that other
potion
bottle was
was
in pod. So Byron
Oh,
will get
okay.
it, but he is like intentionally putting out pod. Obviously, at this point, not knowing what the thing was. But he just saw Eastern is the last pennant, so he should know that pod will be will be a crystal.
Okay. Oh, Wulfy had another blue, so that will make the Cold Stare fight no sweat. Meanwhile, Buyer gets Ice Rod. He's going to do a Zora DMD, perhaps? He's got
Spending some of those
3,328 rupees.
Yeah. Gonna splurge. Buy the fish's item.
Could be interesting.
Well, all right. What item? Okay, other than another bottle, what item do you want at this point?
I want hook shot. I always want hook
Just
shot,
hook
though.
shot though.
You only get one item.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Is there one? There's not one item that's great right now.
No. Well, I mean, MrByer needs a sword for go mode. But, I mean, to even get close to go mode.
Well, he'll be getting a good haul coming out of pod here if he full checks it, which you assume he will. Be getting second bottle and a sword, and there was something else in there, right? Another glove.
Yes. And the blue cane. Okay, Wulfy is buying red potions now. He'll be setting up for that double YBA to Trinex.
He only has TR to go, I think. I think he only has the TR crystal left.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. And yeah, I think it's Wulfy's race to lose at this point.
This is one of the worst sets of YBAs in the game, though, so very punishing if you fail it.
Right. So should I say what it is? The double YBA is something we've seen throughout the tournament, and it will allow us to get to Trinex without the use of the big key. It sort of tricks the game into placing your room just below Trinex, so that when you transition, you just transition into the boss room. All right, MrByer gets his sword. One thing about super tile YBAs is that it's often difficult to sync sprites afterwards. But I think I might be misspeaking here, but falling into a hole resyncs you with sprites, I believe. I'm not sure about that though.
Yeah, I know there's certain ways you can mess up the TR YBA to where you're not synced with the sprite, so you're in Trinex's room and can't do anything to him.
Oh yeah, and that has to do with the camera movement, I believe. again, I'm less knowledgeable about this stuff, but
He nails it
if
first
you-
try and is in the Trinex fight.
yeah, awesome to see. Where's he starting? The Trinex heads are slightly discolored, so we want to be sure.
Well, yeah, and he couldn't afford any potions. He didn't have the bottles for it, basically.
Right.
So
Yeah.
gotta
Yes,
get it right here.
Yeah. Not to mention, we don't have the hammer. Or tempered.
Or half magic.
Yeah. Okay, this is
Oh
not good.
no!
Yeah, missing and getting hit. I mean, that's all it takes. Save and continue. So, yeah. Or did, okay.
We saw the
I saw
Nintendo
save.
icon, so
Yeah.
should have been a. I don't know. He's gonna have to menu and check for me to know
Yeah.
for sure.
All right, so conveniently, MrByer is in pod after finding his trove of items and can now fight Helmasaur King. I think it may be too little too late. However, Wulfy still needs to get this done.
Yeah, Fire still has ice to do after this too to be able to catch up just to the TR attempt.
Yeah. Yeah, Wulfy is a little shaken, so he's just gonna search for more things, or what is he gonna do?
I mean, it's the worst feeling to get the glitch and then to end up dying to Trinex. So, I think it's understandable to maybe want to take a break, maybe do a little bit of hopeful gambling on getting the TR big key or getting something that would help.
Yeah. He found the bow, but that won't help. Melmo is right. Bow is easier for Samaria refill. So if he runs out of magic, potentially he can refill it with Samaria refill. Alright, Wulfy going for the mirrorless tech to get to Laser Bridge now.
Meanwhile, Fire is surely setting up to do Ice Palace.
Already has a blue, so the second blue is for safety. Wulfy gets the mirrorless jump. And he is back.
Yeah, we see this is close, so he definitely does have the red potions.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, I didn't notice Wulfy had 4 small keys.
The flippers! They're being used!
They're being used. Wulfy, he messed it up somehow. I didn't see whether it was a fall. It is very easy to fall on this catwalk, especially since you're screen wrapped and cannot see where, or it's, yeah, the camera doesn't move, so you can't see where you're walking.
And there goes that bow.
All right, Wulfy's back in T-Rock.
Ready to give it another shot.
MrByer also getting that heart container from Freezors, and he's bomb jumping in Ice Palace. So he's not done searching. He's gonna keep looking for things.
I'm guessing he doesn't want to do the double IBA.
Right. Well, no one wants to.
All right, Wulfy's back in the fight.
Wulfy's back in the fight. He's starting with the Firehead this time. Surprisingly, doesn't get the Ice Head down after 3 shots. Or the Firehead, rather. Okay, the last... one more slash was needed. I guess that's not surprising. That's just math.
This is rough. The ice everywhere.
Yeah, Wulfy has to cross the ice to get Trinex that far away. But there's no time for that.
Shoot from above.
All right, one more shot left.
Buyer has just nailed the blue YBA to cold stare.
Yeah. All right. Oh no. So this has closed the gap completely. So MrByer just needs to finish Cold Stare. Then he'll be doing the same thing Wulfy is doing. All right. Cold Stare's down, MrByer. Wulfy is returning.
No, Wulfy is not returning. He's scrap screen. I think this is GT. Maybe?
Yes. Wow. It is. So it appears the leader has changed. However, of course, this means MrByer now has to do the difficult thing.
Well, imagine Wulfy just finds a sword here straight off, then it dramatically changes the look of things.
It does, and that would even affect the Ganon fight.
Oh no! Oh no! No! MrByer, no! Oh, Chex, explain what's about to happen before my heart breaks.
I don't know. MrByer walked into an empty room thinking there was a closed chest there. Well, it's the Bonk Rocks. That is where the first bottle was found. And so walking into that room tells the game that's the last room that Link was in the underworld, or the last lobby he entered. And so what he wants to do is to get a wall master to return him to that room, which will also refill the chest. And this is accomplished with Tree Warp. And MrByer is already setting up for this. He's going to load 16 sprites, essentially, or 17, and basically us. It's like, I don't know how to explain it, but he's manipulating the sprites in such a way where he's going to either crash the game or load a wall master. He gets it.
And it worked.
And there's the bottle. So the third bottle will be good safety. It'll let him comfortably beat Trinex.
Pretty huge. I'm guessing he was already thinking about doing this before finding the second bottle in pod.
Okay, that would make sense, yeah. I didn't see what became of Wulfy's play.
Wulfy got the hammer.
Wulfy got the hammer! So that is very good. Wulfy is a little happier with that for the Trinex fight.
Speeds up the Trinex fight, but still, Ganon's still going to stink, and he's probably going to have to go get other stuff.
Yeah. For sure. And he'll need a magic refill. MrByer probably also will need a magic refill. So we'll see what happens later. But for now, Wulfy is, again, on the catwalk, is going to go for the second YBA.
This has gotten incredibly close.
We saw a health refill, so he has to reset, unfortunately. MrByer misses the first YBA with a transition, so he just needs to mirror and try again. One advantage of using a blue is that the effect is very short. It just brings up the select menu.
Yeah, that effect disorients me.
Oh no, MrByer walked too far. It appeared he wasn't ready to do the glitch. So it's an infinite fall. So MrByer has 2 more potions, so he can still technically get to Trinex.
Chex, this is so intense. I can't handle it, man.
It's just too much.
Well, I mean, Wulfy has a hammer now. Byer's not going to have the extra potion. If they both get it on this attempt, it's going to be... Oh, well, MrByer, I do believe, just saved. Because the menu was...
I don't know what that was. Honestly. I've never seen the menu come up like that. I'll have to go back to see how that happened. I believe so. Was it an accidental save and quit?
I did think so.
Wulfy gets the second YBA once again, and it'll be a little bit more comfy to get through this fight. He's going for the backdoor strats, which is a good sign that Wulfy's comfortable with this strat. He misses a shot. That's not good. So he's got to be careful. Whew. This is rough. It's so hard to get a good position. I think we're waiting for the fire. Yeah, there we go. Oh, we got slow movement from Trinex. That's good. So we got 2 hits, and we got the fire head down. Looking pretty good here. Patience is key. Missing one, so just a couple of tries left.
This is basically the last shot, both health-wise and magic-wise. Needs a dodge here. Gets it. And the head is down.
Okay.
Right. Now it just has to not take too much damage in this phase, too.
And MrByer, in the meantime, has got the double YBA. Technically, Wulfy can take a hit. And he gets Trinex down anyway. So Wulfy is the first out of... Sword! It's a sword! Oh my gosh. Of course it's a sword. What a way to end the final item of the game. MrByer does have another potion for this. This is good. Yeah, so no problem. MrByer will be able to take down Trinex from here. All right, Wulfy's going for the new quadrant glitch.
I'm watching. I'm learning.
Yoho finally gets to learn how to do the new quadrant glitch.
All right, I'm ready.
It is trickier to set up. The movements are all different. But it's technically faster. Yeah, Wulfy is doing a double North Samaria. So he's doing the technique where he moves. Oh no, he gets transition. Oh wait, that's good. That's what he wants.
Fine, right?
Yeah. I think he moved down by accident, and I think that's still okay. Yeah. We'll see what Aghanim does. And he gets the full Aghanim fight. We don't get Aghanim 1.5 or Aghanim 1. Oh, I didn't see how MrByer did. Oh, yeah, he messed up. Okay, he's mirroring and trying again.
Magic's a little scary
for
for Ganon. You got basically, I think, 2 extra shots.
Right. So I think Wulfy will be comfortable with it, but we might see a flute to the potion shop. I'm not sure. I kind of think he'll just go for it.
I think, in this situation, you gotta just go for it. He's not just going for checks.
Well, we were wrong.
Uncle Potts? Nope, gonna flute off.
Uncle Potts. Interesting.
I would get Uncle Potts. No one thinks about the Uncle Potts.
Right. It's true. All right, MrByer gets the sort of standard quadrant glitch STC combination. This is a wrong warp tag in him too, by the way. The race is much too exciting to explain the glitch. We get Rainbow Aghanim and Rainbow Link. All right, it looks good for Wulfy to still have the advantage here, going into to Ganon first.
It's real close. It's real close.
And MrByer has close to full magic, and he gets the Clife out, saving time on the cutscene. Wulfy does drop to Ganon first, gets the double spin. Trident spin, rather. Goes into phase 2. Wulfy's taking damage. He's fearless. Ganon's into phase 3.
Battle Blue Mill.
Yeah. Fire into phase 2.
Phase 4. Torch glitch is going to be very important here. He just missed torch glitch. This is...
I think Wulfy needs to restart. And
he can finish with the potions, but...
He can finish? Okay.
Yeah, he has 2 blues, so he can finish with that.
He has 2 blues. Okay. Yeah, so things have tightened up, and would you say Byer has the advantage here?
I think so, yes. Assuming he gets torch glitch. Oh, he did get torch glitch.
Mm-hmm. I missed it, but yeah, he nailed it. So Wulfy can potentially go for doubles, but MrByer already in phase 4 is going for triples.
And Gan is down.
Ganon is down. That is amazing. How this race came down to Ganon. GG to MrByer for finishing in first place.
Yeah, that's a official time of 1:25.24 for MrByer.
And Ganon goes down for Wulfy.
Yeah, get your GGs in chats for both players. This was an incredible race. Very fun to watch.
A difficult end game for both runners.
Here, our double IVA is just a killer. And in voice we're joined by Wulfy. GG's Wulfy.
Hey, GG.
It was a tough loss and a very difficult end for you.
Man, to lose for like 30 seconds after all that.
Yes. Yes. Pretty crazy to see you go into Ganon first, even after the potion trip. And we're also joined by MrByer. Congrats on the win. GG's on a difficult ending.
Yeah, GG's. That was really close, apparently. Ugh.
Yeah, so quick summary. Wulfy went into pod early, so was able to get a second bottle and the sword for a level 2 sword. So it appeared Wulfy was go moding a little earlier. So what did you guys think about your routes?
I was a little worried about doing pod late. It's kind of like isolated, and I never really had super good equipment for home, so I didn't really want to go. But I feel like a lot of my my early low percent plays paid off.
Mm-hmm. And your Thieves Town play got you Mirror, and the Moth, back of Skull Woods got you Moon Pearl. So that was a great advantage for a little bit. Wulfy got there a little bit after, a little while after you did.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I was feeling really good about my route because I had go modes early, except it was like a terrible go mode execution wise. So I was still doing checks in hope of finding just something that would make the end game not so bad.
Yeah, you both had really interesting solutions to this. Ganon's Tower was a good idea because there would be something. I didn't expect it to be Hammer, but that certainly helped.
Hammer was in GT.
Yeah,
That
Wulfy
really
went there
Yeah, that would have
Yeah,
been really
Wulfy
nice,
went there.
because that would have made Ice and Trinex a lot easier.
Oh yeah, Ice too.
Yeah, unfortunately, I only went to get Hammer after 2 failed attempts at Trinex.
Ooh. Did you run out of magic?
Yeah, I ran out of magic both times.
Yeah, I knew that'd be an issue, so I preemptively tree warped my bottle. Because I knew that would be an issue, and
That would have
I
been a
wasn't
good idea.
I wasn't really
What-
comfortable with Master Sword Trinex with no hammer.
Which bottle did you tree warp?
The Bonk Rocks one.
Oh, right, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't think about dipping that bottle. Especially after I got 2 of them. I kind of forgot it was there, honestly.
Yeah, MrByer, were you thinking of duping that before you had gone into pod, since you had one bottle for so long and you're basically looking for it?
No. Where was the ice rod again? That was floating on.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, at that point, I was more concerned about the swords. I think at some point I also thought I had the Turtle Rock Big Key, but apparently I don't.
Yeah, I don't think we didn't see it from either of you, so no idea where that's at.
I was also hoping that Eastern would be the crystal instead of ice, because that would have made bullets Eastern way more valuable in the sea.
Oh, yeah, I learned that right before the race, just in case, because I knew you'd probably do it.
I don't think I went in Eastern at all.
Yeah, me neither.
Okay.
Yeah, in terms of coverage, you guys were very similar. Just the ordering was different, and I guess finding the maps and getting the final crystal information was a little bit later for MrByer than for Wulfy.
Yeah, I just hit go mode so fast I didn't have time to go into any pendant dungeons, really.
Yeah, so not sure if I have any particular questions. MrByer, how are you feeling going through Turtle Rock, though? You were so determined to get that front chest.
Oh yeah.
Were you feeling pretty determined?
Yeah, I think I was still like 2 items away from go mode. I don't think I had the ice rod yet, so I was
Right,
still
exactly.
not go mode. And failing it twice was really annoying.
The skulls are rough, and the ledges are deceiving. Yeah, so what it was a heartbreaker to see you guys struggle with this. And so where are we in the tournament? Is this Wulfy's last race?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a tough loss. So how are you feeling about No Logic and other games of any kind? Wulfy, what are you up to next?
Still liking No Logic a lot. I wish I could play more tournament races. But other than that, keep playing Rando.
Good to hear. Good to hear. And this is a tough bracket, both brackets. So how are you feeling going forward, MrByer?
Yeah, I kind of didn't expect to get this far, honestly. I think all my opponents have been very competent. It's been really close. So I'm excited to move ahead.
Yeah, so advancing, this will put MrByer against Krellbell in the lower bracket. And unfortunately for Wulfy, yeah, this is his last race, but it has been like I've watched a lot of your races, and it's been great watching you go through this. And yeah, just thank you guys for the race.
Yeah, GG's to both. All right. So to wrap up, thank you both, MrByer and Wulfy, for running, for racing. Follow these runners. Thank you, Other Tom, for tracking. And thanks, SpeedGaming, for hosting. So thanks everyone for watching, and we'll see you next time.